Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed to enter this month's shout out giveaway. My £600 Life stands out from many of the rest as it focuses on the real lives of real people in their everyday world. Unfortunately, not all of the patients on My £600 Life are able to maintain a successful weight loss, and in some cases never manage to lose much weight at all. The Asante Brothers. Few of the stars of My £600 Life are more notorious than the Asante brothers, Stephen in particular. The pair may be bound by blood, but Stephen's antics ensured that he and Justin were not very brotherly to one another. For one, he pretended that he was following Dr. Now's strict diet during the show, but was binge eating unhealthy foods behind everyone's back. Additionally, he would manipulate and bully anyone, including his father, to get what he wanted. He also did his damnedest to continue abusing painkillers, including stealing Justin's, while he was healing from his gastric bypass. Because of Stephen's continued and repeated abusive behavior towards his brother, which started in childhood according to Reddit, Justin ended up quitting Dr. Now's program, in spite of both his father's and Dr. Now's best efforts. He also accused the show of blackmailing him in a now deleted Reddit post. At the time of writing, he lives in Rhode Island. It looks like Stephen is out of the program too, as he's now living in Iowa and surprisingly married according to Stargasm. He's hoping they both get the medical care they need. Sean Millican. Sean Millican seemed like he was moving in the right direction after a rocky start to his weight loss journey. After initially weighing in at nearly 900 pounds and being mostly immobile, Millican was finally able to turn things around and get weight loss surgery. That in turn helped him drop hundreds of pounds and regain his ability to walk, according to his follow-up episode of My £600 Life, Where Are They Now?
Alright, the scale said over the limit.
It was evident that he was putting in the work, but in 2018, tragedy struck and Millican's mother passed away from renal failure, according to a follow-up video released by TLC. Understandably, he was devastated as he and his mother were extremely close. Additionally, since she was his supporter, he had to move out of his Houston apartment. He was clearly thrust into a very difficult situation in more ways than one. In another sorrowful turn of events, Millican himself passed away in the hospital from complications from an infection in February of 2019. He was having problems with his breathing, his father wrote on Facebook. They were able to resicate him, and a short time later his heart stopped. He was only 29 years old. Penny Sager. Having the courage to work with Dr. Now and appear on My £600 Life is not an easy one, as any of the show's stars would tell you. And unfortunately for some of the patients, they're just not ready, willing, or able to conquer their food addiction. Such is the case with Penny Sager, who appeared on the show in season 2 and a year later on her follow-up episode. At first there was a ray of hope, as she was able to lose 40 pounds on a controlled diet, so Dr. Now approved her for weight loss surgery. However, after Sager's gastric bypass, instead of losing weight, she gained 5 pounds. Clearly she was having food brought to her under the radar.
And that mommy's working really hard.
Sager eventually left Houston and moved back home to Maryland, quitting the program altogether against Dr. Now's medical advice. In her follow-up episode, he did not mince words and said plainly that her addiction will indeed kill her in a matter of time. James King. Like many of the stars who appear on My £600 Life, when James King's episode aired, he was unable to leave his bed due to both his weight and a severe case of cellulitis, a painful skin condition. Additionally, King's family had made some huge sacrifices for him, including his daughter dropping out of school to care for him, and his father refinancing his home to get him to Houston via ambulance to see Dr. Now. That's a lot. When King arrived in Houston, he wasn't happy, and he hadn't lost the weight Dr. Now wanted him to either.
Your weight is controlled by the food you take.
He dropped a bit while supervised, but soon thereafter, viewers learnt that King had instead gained enough to weigh in at 840 pounds. Eventually, Dr. Now told him to leave if he wasn't willing to adhere to the program. In King's follow-up episode, things had not improved. In fact, Dr. Now actually called Adult Protective Services on King's girlfriend when he discovered King's organs were failing and she was bringing him food while in the hospital. Dr. Now also dismissed him once again, citing his inability to make changes. Clearly, the situation wasn't good. Sheni Murray.
Oh my God.
665.
There's no question that what Sheni Murray endured as a child was horrific. In her episode of My £600 Life, viewers learned that not only was she molested as a child, but the abuse was so bad that she had to see a doctor because she was having problems using the bathroom. That's something no child should ever have to deal with. In order to cope with the pain, Mary turned to food at an early age and didn't stop until she was at 780 pounds. Hopeful that she could turn her life around, Murray turned to Dr. Now for help, but she was never approved for weight loss surgery because she refused to follow her diet and exercise plan Dr. Now gave to her. She and her husband were even caught red-handed ordering pizza and burgers to her hospital room, much to the ire and chagrin of Dr. Now, who was not happy. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.